The reimagining process was a way for the community to begin to lead the Federation.
The community wanted to see change. They were not feeling part of the community. They wanted to see a community that felt more like they belonged. Whether they could give money, whether they could give volunteer hours, whether they just wanted to know that there was a community there for them. It wasn't feeling like that anymore, and so they really wanted to see some improvements, some change, so that they could feel truly part of a Jewish community.
With that, we just really started from scratch. We said, you know, what could it be? What could the Milwaukee Jewish Federation be in Milwaukee?
We needed to examine ourselves and look at what we were doing and what was based in habit and what was based on becoming relevant and planful for our community going forward. So we really needed to reimagine our purpose in the community and how we were going to play that out.
The Milwaukee Jewish Federation recognized that as a mature institution, an institution that's been around for years and years, that change was needed.
So all of these things sort of happened at once, and they became understood by the leadership of the organization, and it became clear to us that we needed to move forward.
The Federation undertook this because we want to ensure a strong community for our grandchildren and their children to come. And you know, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing the same way and expecting different results. So I think it was courageous of our Federation to undertake a project like this, because we're thinking long term. We're thinking of survival of this very warm and vibrant community.
Well, the summit was phenomenal. I think in all my years of volunteerism in the community, it will be one of my favorite moments. Walking into a room of over 300 some people, I think is the exact number. How many people, the numbers of people I'd never met before, populations of youth, people from all parts geographically of the greater community, all coming together because they believed that this was an opportunity to say things that they didn't believe the community wanted to hear before this.
A lot of energy, there were lots of different kinds of people there. Everything was open for discussion. You know, people agreed, people disagreed, everyone was respectful, but we were all working toward a common goal, and so we could all talk about the things that matter to us.
The summit was terrific energy. It was a great coming together of community members, a chance to block out a substantial amount of time and talk not just about all the things that we could be doing as a Jewish community, but to talk about all the things that we are doing.
At the summit, we came together, we worked with each other, we worked on a series of structured questions, and then we gradually combined those structured questions and built a shared vision. People that were of every imaginable space in the Jewish community coming together for the excitement of working with each other.
It was an opportunity for the community to come together, to think together about where we were headed and where we wanted to take our community in the years ahead.
Our language has changed. We're talking about, let's imagine this differently. We're not talking about this is how it's always been done. That's no longer a standard of strength, that's a point of weakness.
Maybe the most immediate and the most impressive change has been the transition team and the SAS, the chance to really talk openly, thoughtfully, very frankly about what change is needed, about what the Federation should continue to do, can continue to do, cannot continue to do.
Such a new enthusiasm and a passion for the mission of the organization. A really good thing about the reimagining process for me, and I think for all of us really, was that gives us an opportunity to reassess not only where we are in the community, but also why as individuals we're involved with Federation, to examine our commitment and to really better appreciate why each of us, and I speak for myself in particular, why I have commitment to Federation as an organization and what I want out of my association with Federation.
It just seems like a much more open process, not only in meetings with lay people, but with the staff in terms of just having an open door policy and having an environment where people can really go to each other for advice and to talk about ideas.
There's a feeling of the fact that the community is leading the Federation, and it's all about what the people want and meeting the needs of our community.
With Hannah Rosenthal as our CEO president, with some new staffing options, we are really poised for a very exciting time.
So if you want to look at it for the last 2 years with Reimagining, we've been really setting the stage. We've been really having the opportunity to create the change. And for the next 2 or 3 years, Hannah Rosenthal and the rest of the wonderful Milwaukee Jewish Federation staff is going to really help implement the change. And that's really what we are. It took us a long time to set the stage for change, and now we're at the point where we are going to be implementing the change starting now.